Today we're looking at arguably the easiest and simplest way to get into the digital world with the Goggles L. Now I've made a similar video like this using the Scout HD and this was hugely successful, but all of these units have been totally discontinued. So can Walksnail relive those glory days of the past? Well, let's find out. Okay, so here it is, the Goggles L, Walksnail budget-friendly digital FPV goggles. And if this thing here performs well, it could be the deal of the century, guys. Now, in the front here, you have a picture of the goggles. As you can tell, it's a box-style goggles, but it does look very modern with this sleek design in here. So let's open this up and see what's inside. All right, and the first thing we see here is the goggle itself. This looks really, really nice here with the Walksnail logo on here. Let's put this to the side. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Besides that, below here, you have, looks like just a foam to actually protect it during the transport. All right, and then we have a case here with some accessories. And the first thing here is a quick start guide. Looks like a two-sided quick start guide with a QR code here so you can go to the website and get the full user manual for the Goggles L. Next, we have a carry pouch for the goggles. It says Walksnail on the front here. And the inside here is lined with nice soft material here. So pretty cool that they include a carry case for the goggles. Last but not least, we have a power cable here, a barrel to XD60 cable. Now the Goggles L support between 2 and 6S batteries. So it's pretty nice that they include this with the case. And that's it, nothing more, nothing less. Let's put this to the side. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the Goggles L. First impression here is this thing looks very sleek and clean. Now, we can tell that this is a box style goggles, obviously, but that reduces costs. But the thing that really interests me is how clean and modern it looks. Typically, you will have antennas on here on these box style goggles, but this thing here is very smooth. And then you have this nice LED strip here, making it look very modern, kind of futuristic, guys. Now, having said that, this thing feels very light overall. I don't know how they're doing that, obviously with plastic most likely, but let's wait to see how this thing here weighs because that's going to affect the overall comfort of these goggles. And it weighs 355 grams. Now we're going to be using this also with the included cable, and that's going to add a little bit more grams to it. So let's see how much that weighs with the cable. And that's around 387. Okay, let's take a deeper look into the Goggles L. Now the first thing here is that this is obviously a white goggle, which is pretty much standard in most goggles. And that's gonna reduce the overall temperature, especially if you're flying outdoors. It's gonna reject the heat from the sun. Besides that, we do have a Walksnail logo on top here. And the first thing here is that we have all these vents on top here and on the side. So we have 2 grills in here. And I'm curious to see how loud this fan is gonna be and how well it removes moisture from the screen or cools this whole device overall. Now in the front here, you have this big LED strips. It does add to the design of these goggles. It looks really nice and modern, somewhat kind of futuristic. And it kind of reminds me of those Tesla Cybertrucks, guys. But it's a really cool design and gives us a futuristic look, very nice and sleek. Now besides that, one of the most impressive things of this whole goggles, I said it before in the past, is the fact that there's no visible antennas. Now, having said that, this does have 2 antennas, very similar to the ones on the Scout HD. Now, these did have your traditional antennas on top here, but they also had some patch antennas in the front. Now, we don't know if Walksnail took some inspiration from those goggles, but we do have 2 directional antennas in the faceplate of these goggles. Now, I'm kind of curious to see how these things here perform since they are directional antennas, but we'll see that once we do our test flight. On the right side, we have the user interface for these Goggles L. The first thing here is a 5-directional joystick, so up, down, left, right, and it's also selectable in the center. Next, we have a back button to navigate the menus, as well as a record button here. You say record, to record what? Well, this also has a built-in DVR, which is pretty impressive for goggles of this price point. Now, the micro SD card slot is right here below the faceplate, and it's a pretty cool place and design for it. This thing here, you can't really get lost. It won't pop out unexpectedly. So pretty cool design right here. Last but not least, we have a small pinhole button here to put this into bind mode or to flash the firmware on these goggles. Now on the bottom here, you have 2 ports. The first one here is a barrel port for your XD60 cable. Once again, this thing can be powered with a 2 to 6S battery. And secondly, we have a 3.5mm jack for output for the head tracking or to update the head tracking firmware on those devices. Now I kind of breezed over that feature, but this is one of the few, if not the only box style goggles in the market with the head tracking capabilities. Pretty impressive considering the price of these goggles. Now we typically don't use that in the FPV world, but if you're flying wings or some surface vehicles like crawlers, that would be a killer feature. So these goggles are more for everyone in the FPV hobby, not only for quads, guys. Pretty impressive overall. Now on the side here, you have two leather straps here, pretty nice and secure, and they're secured with some bolts on here, really nice. This looks like leather, and it transitions over to some kind of an elastic material, as well as a head strap in the back here with the Walk Snail logo. So this should be hopefully pretty comfortable. Let's try it out right now and see how it feels. Not bad, it feels pretty good. It's a little loose for my head. I'll tighten this up a little bit, but it is very supportive. Now talking about that, we have this foam insert right here for the faceplate, and it looks like a very dense foam on here. We'll see how well this thing here fits on my face. Doesn't fit too bad. There are some light leaks at the bottom here. There's a pretty big opening right here. I wish there was some other foam or some padding here to make this a little bit more customizable, but it works pretty well. Now, having said that, you saw me take this glasses off. There's really no space in here or provisions for glasses. And that's pretty true of almost all box style goggles. Now, this is one area I'm kind of surprised they did not do. As I said before, one of the more notable features of these goggles here, the Scout HD, was that there was a little tunnel in here to facilitate glasses. But these goggles right here, the Goggles L, it's a little bit more narrow, and with this foam insert here, there's really no ability for that. Now, having said that, they do offer a diopter or a lens in here. It's pretty cool. We'll talk about that a little later, and I might actually purchase that for myself since I do use goggles. So there is an option, and something you don't typically see in box style goggles. So the fact that they actually have the capability to have a lens in here or a prescription lens, that's pretty cool by Watson that they're thinking about guys with glasses involved here. Now that leads us to the screens of the goggles. Probably the most important part here. This is a 4.5-inch screen. This is a 1080p screen, which is pretty impressive, guys. Most of the goggles on the market is 1080p, and this one here is good for 60 frames per second. Now, some of the more expensive goggles, especially the Goggles X, they have up to 90 frames per second or 100 frames per second, or like the HD0 goggles, around 100 frames per second as well. But this one here doesn't support that, but it's still pretty good for a goggle of this price point. The fact that it's 1080p is pretty impressive as well, as most of the cameras on the market is 4K, and they can only send 1080p to the goggles or VRX. So that's pretty cool and somewhat future-proof. Now, besides talking about future-proof, I don't see any additional ports in here, so there's no HDMI in or HDMI out on these goggles, which would be pretty impressive so that you can use this with other devices on the market. But as I said before, this thing here is pretty inexpensive, around $199, so there's still a lot of features packed into these goggles here. All right, man, let's put some batteries in this, connect this up, pair it up to one of my drones, and see how it looks. Okay, for today's demonstration, we'll be using a Walk Snail or Avatar drone. Now, this is the Beta FPV Meteor 75 Pro HD. It has a Walk Snail light or smaller 1S VTX on board. I also have the Caddx GoFilm 20 as well. This is a pretty good drone and almost the perfect complement for these goggles. I'll probably do a future test comparing these two and seeing how they work as far as range and penetration, since this is a bigger and faster drone for outside. But for today, we're flying this thing indoors with this smaller, lightweight drone. I'll plug my cable in here. All right, Avatar HD system. Pretty nice and vibrant, guys. I know it's hard to see, you won't be able to see it in here. Now, for optimum performance, I do recommend that you have the same firmware on the goggles as well as the drone. Now, this one's an older firmware, but we'll still bind them and see if they work together. Now, one thing I have to say is that the fan on here isn't that loud. I'm pretty impressed with that. You can hear it a little bit. So I'll put the drone into bind mode here. Just hit this button here for a split second and put the goggles into bind mode. All right, so it is not binding, and I am sure that's due to the lot older firmware on this one right here. I'll update the firmware on this and then try another bind right now. All right, so change of plans here. I can't update the firmware on this small 1S VTX only because I can't find the cable for it. Now I have the cable for the standard VTX, but this one has a smaller connection. Unfortunately, I guess we'll be using the GoFilm 20, which is also a Caddx or Walk Snail product with the larger Moonlight VTX. So we'll see if these bind. Perfect. That was fast. Let's see here. Sweet, we got an image. That looks pretty good. All right, Let's see if we can fly this bad boy in this house. All right, time is here. I wear glasses, but I can still see pretty well. All right, we are recording. Let's see if I can fly this thing indoors. I almost forgot I was flying a 2.5-inch drone. Oh, that's blowing a lot of wind. Oh my god, a lot of wind. Oh my god. All right, there it is. I can tell right now I already got used to it, meaning my eyes got adjusted pretty quickly. It's not bothering me. First impressions on this thing here, it's pretty good. It reminds me a lot of the Scout HD. Very similar to the Scout HD. Similar vibes, similar weight, similar noise, similar kind of like barrel plug XD60 connector. This navigation is a lot better than the Scout HD. You have DVR, back, play, record, bind. The screen is very similar too. That's the biggest thing. Now, one thing that's different to me is the foam on here. This is like a dense foam, while this is like a leather, real leather padding. But I would say the seal on my face or the light leaks are very similar. The nose piece on both of them are pretty large. So there is a amount of light leak right here, but that could be adjusted or fixed with some padding. And the screen is bright and vibrant, and I can tell it's a 1080p screen. Very, very nice. This strap here is very comfortable, is obviously easily adjustable. Looks really good, not too hot. The reception is good. I just went downstairs, but for right now, that's pretty impressive, guys. For first impression, this is pretty good. With all the features coming from this drone and the price point, it's, as I said before, a no-brainer to pick this up if you want to get into the digital world, or if you're kind of sold on the Walk-Snail system. Now, they do offer a VRX, which is a little bit cheaper than this. I think it comes around $99, around there, but you still have to buy or purchase a goggles, and that can range anywhere between $250 additional dollars up to around $650 for probably your most expensive analog goggles. So when you include the price of the VRX, that's around $700 to $800. This gives you the same kind of experience, especially if you're trying to get into the world for the first time. This is a low compromise, low commitment way to get into that digital system, guys. So let me know what you think about this Goggles L. Does it make sense to you? Is this a good purchase? When I did the review, guys, on the Scout HD, I think they were out for maybe a few months, maybe 6 months when I reviewed these. Shortly thereafter, these things sold out and they were discontinued. It was almost too good to be true. And at the time, this was the only 1080p goggles for the HD0 system. So I think you have a similar opportunity here, and these are actually priced lower. These were starting around $249. These are like $199, $200, guys, for a capable goggles just like this, even more capable with head tracking, guys, DVR 1080p screen, 60 frames per second, and it performs very well for my first impressions. Guys, this is a bargain. Let me know what you think about these goggles L in the comments down below, guys. Now, if you want to see the full capabilities of the GoFilm 20, this is a walk-snail drone by Caddx, guys. This is pretty impressive. This one features a 4K camera with DVR built in and provides smooth, stabilized 4K images, guys. I've done a full review on this one, and I'll leave it linked right here. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.